Okay, we're going to take a look at Max's portfolio. Oh, you thought I could follow on that part? No, you can't. Me. No follow button. How sad, man. Okay, let me link you the next portfolio. Here we go. So Max was not around to write anything, so I'm not sure what to specifically critique or what direction they're heading in. I do know that they are in games already. So let's just jump right in. So Max is freelance artist, currently at Decagon in Melbourne, Australia. Looks like you're doing environment art, but you've got some material work in here as well. And your most recent looks like a material. Let's start at the material side of things. We got stylized fire opal. So with materials like this, they're abstract enough where they look like someone's just learning how to use. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Let me finish what I was saying. So when someone makes a material like this, it usually tells me they're just learning how to do Substance Designer. And man, that distracted me so much. So you're just learning how to do Designer, and you haven't quite figured out ways to do what you're trying to do is just not coming through yet, right? So to me, this is a very simple material where you've figured out how to blend certain aspects together, and you're starting to kind of advance. The thing that excited me about this view is this is the first time I think I've seen any type of art behind the node network. That's the thing that excited me, is it actually makes the network more visually interesting to me. This is great that you're showing this. I don't know if there's like any particular aspect of it. That's one thing I'll notice is like you've got some floating nodes that aren't connected to anything. And whenever that happens, I'm like, what are those? What is that? We have to organize this. There's also, it looks like there's a little line here. And it just like, hang on. It looks like there's a little line here and then it just fades out. So there could be stuff painted out that I don't know about. It's so tiny. Maybe it's a little better. But like, there should definitely be a way to organize this a little bit, because other material artists will definitely judge you for the way you organize your shaders, right? Because there's one thing, if you want to do materials or just game development in general, you have to follow a process that other people can look at, right? So like if you have this material and then say you leave the company or you're sick and someone needs to make an update to this material, that setup that you've built needs to be readable to another material artist. So there's like a process that you should get into for like a consistent way of like, yeah, hit by a bus test. Yes. Yes. Plane crash test. If you were gone tomorrow, someone needs to be able to open your material. That's dark, Lord. But yes. But yeah, I feel like you don't need this material in your portfolio. And now that I'm seeing this one, I feel like you took this material and then just did a different type of material pass on it. This one looks more interesting to me. Let's start going through all of these. So this one, marble. This doesn't feel like marble because of the way the cracks are in it, right? But I don't think you need this one in here because this looks pretty cool. There is some like height control that you probably need to work on with the smaller pebbles just to make sure that they don't peek out. But that could be because you had to crank the displacement so much for the sphere, right? Wireless dots. I mean, this should be fine. Maybe that's what's going on, huh? This is great. Shows that you're understanding trim sheets and whatnot. Definitely some more shape control going on now. We got like a good fabric material that can be tiled. This is a great detail normal, by the way. Um, it. I'm curious. So this is 4 years ago, of course. So I'm curious what the size is of like your textile density for this, and like how much you're expecting to tile this on like objects, right? If let's keep digging through. This one's 5 years old. Man, this one looks cool. I like it. It's got like an interesting like directionality to it. It's much more consistent and easier to understand and read. You see it oh yeah. Worked on this scene for university. This is cool. Check Empire Meetup before you no. What the hell? I will look at it before we end the stream. You remember critiquing this, Ollie? 5 years ago. I feel like I shouldn't feedback on this because it's much older. The one thing I will point out is the path, getting some fidelity on like how the terrain reads. I mean, it's 5 years ago. We didn't have terrain displacement anymore, you know? What, UE5 wasn't even out yet, no? Right? It was still 4. Noram, what's up, man? This tree looks pretty nice. Okay, I'm not going to feedback on that. It's a bit older. This one's 5 years as well. There's some... So this one's cool. There's some, like... It's a bit more stylized, I guess, than, like... The colors are really popping. And I don't know, like, material-wise, I don't know what this is. There's a lot of contrast going on. Getting some subsurface on the foliage could help. Like, the backs of those leaves are quite dark. That's brutal. Yeah, I'd be grabbing my head, too, if this thing came up like that. Rough. It's cool. It's a cool scene. Oh, okay, VFX. You can see that the VFX are not being doffed out. I'm not sure at what stage in Unreal's life they added a button. There's a button in the materials for it to render before the doff happens, so that you get a nice blur over the VFX. Just something to keep in mind. So I think there's just a lot of extremeness in like the roughness and the albedo that's kind of like throwing me off a little bit. And maybe the AO is like too dark. I don't know. Maybe the wood is too dark. Something's going on. But again, the scene's quite old, so this one was last month. Dude. Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn environments. Large variety of work cannot yet be publicly shown. If you are wanting to see this work, I'm able to show it behind closed doors in interviews. This is a good move. I like this. I have 4.5 years of experience as an environment artist on Flintlock, Siege of Dawn, PS5. The game is yet to be released. My full body of work can be viewed on request. So if you can get approval for this is a great way to get, to get it out there. Currently under NDA, work can be shown behind closed doors. Nice. Well, I can't feedback on that, but it looks like here's some Decagon assets. I can't really critique Decagon assets because there's a very specific, there's an art direction going on behind that. The company has a very specific look they're going for. and they have their own limitations. Did a trailer come out for the game? Is this also frame rate enforcer? Oh my god, that's a great name for a bat. Me fix game, dude. So my only feedback is this is stuck on a little too straight. uh, where can I purchase this bat? You can purchase them at the Tech Art store. Tech Art Inc. sells these. Lock breaker, code request. So are these different bats? They're really cool. The tape on here is really nice. I want to see this. What's going on here? So decided to do some designer practice and spent some time learning layering and scattering techniques. Haven't really experimented with this kind of scattering before. I used some Megascan assets for dead leaves and vegetation to layer on top. I learned a lot on this one. It looks like you learned a lot on this one. This looks really nice. This looks really nice. I think my main feedback for this, maybe you could rotate this slower. The camera could slow down maybe about half this speed. I think my main feedback for this would be to introduce one or two rocks that don't have the same shape as the rest. They're all kind of following a very similar shape. Cheated with Megascans? Get out of here. Did you know how many Megascans are blended into designer materials? It's like industry standard to put scans inside your substance designer materials. It's like it's wild. You're putting yourself at a loss if you're not using scans in combination with your materials. You can get a whole lot out of that. Or you can just work harder to make it happen. Yes, all the critiques are set in stone, but here if you go there, you'll see some. You can sign up, queue it up. If you're doing photorealistic though, I don't think it's just photorealistic. Wait, what? I legit thought they were all making it from scratch. No. I mean, you can, but you can make a majority of things. Sign up to be roasted. I won't roast you. I'll just give you some reality. That's all. This looks great. This looks really good. Really, really nice. I think it's just shape variety and maybe slowing the camera down so we can like appreciate what we're looking at. It does feel a bit stylized because of the value differences in the stones. Or like hyper real. You want to say like hyper real? I would love to see an actual character like being, instead of this gray, being black. And then instead of the camera rotating, keep the camera here and have this be like nighttime lighting and have a light pass by the character's legs. So you get the shadows, you get to see how the materials respond to lighting. You'll get a lot out of that. And I really like the way you're presenting your material on a plane that's like curved a bit. Discord critiques. Oh, Discord critiques are next week. They are not open yet. But this looks great. Really cool. I love the shadows you've got going on too. It kind of simulates some stuff going on. A sphere preview could be cool as well. Yeah, I mean, I would like if this was a sphere for the thumbnail. But I really like this. I like the plane that's like slightly curved. Because this is in context for me. Because you can see how it's actually like the silhouette on the end here. That's really nice. Yeah, I want to see what the roughness looks like with a light passing by. Well, Max, I don't have too much to critique because some of the stuff's older. I love the bat, and your new material is a huge leap forward in quality by comparison of your previous materials. I look forward to your Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn work once it can be posted. And I mean, the Decagon stuff looks good. It has character. Nice material breakup and fidelity as well. Um, that said, you didn't respond when we were talking in our little chat thing. So don't forget that you can contact me and I can answer any questions you might have. And yeah, we'll talk later. Nice portfolio and good luck with getting this stuff posted soon. Soon. You've been there a while, so I'm sure there's some stuff to show.